Well, there have been extraordinary scenes in Berlin tonight as thousands of people gathered to hear Barack Obama deliver key foreign policy speech on his current European tour. The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order, saying he was speaking as a proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world.
I come to Berlin as so many of my countrymen have come before. Although tonight I speak to you not as a candidate for president, but as a citizen. A proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world. While the 20th century taught us that we share a common destiny, the 21st century has revealed a world more intertwined than at any time in human history. The fall of the Berlin Wall brought new hope, but that very closeness has given rise to new dangers. Dangers that cannot be contained within the borders of a country or by the distance of an ocean. Think about it. The terrorists of September 11th plotted in Hamburg and trained in Kandahar and Karachi before killing thousands from all over the globe on American soil. As we speak, cars in Boston and factories in Beijing are melting the ice caps in the Arctic, shrinking coastlines in the Atlantic, and bringing drought to farms from Kansas to Kenya.
Leading Democratic presidential candidate Senator Barack Obama issued a warning to Pakistan today, saying
he would be prepared to order military attacks against
Al-Qaeda targets inside Pakistan, with or without the approval of Islamabad.
There are terrorists holed up in those mountains who murdered 3,000 Americans. If we have actionable intelligence about high-value terrorist targets and President Musharraf will not act, we will.
How do you convince people to change their lifestyle, to live differently, or to turn the question on its ear? Are voters ahead of the politicians on this kind of stuff? Do they get it and maybe the politicians don't?
Well, I think that voters do understand it. I think it is important for us to send some price signals to change behavior. Well, number one, we're going to have to start doing a better job of conserving on energy. Americans like to drive their big SUVs. They like to leave all the lights on in their house. If we want to do something serious about that, it's not going to be painless. We're going to have to cap the emission of greenhouse gases. That means that power plants are going to have to adjust how they generate power. They will pass on those costs to consumers. We will have to guard against low-income and fixed-income individuals having to pay more for electricity. But a lot of us who can afford it are going to have to pay more per unit of electricity. And that means we're going to have to change our light bulbs. We're going to have to, shut the lights off in our houses. And I think it is important for us to send some price signals to change behavior. You know, if electricity goes up, people start becoming more mindful of their electricity bill.
But keep in mind, you're right. We can't tell them don't grow. We can't drive our SUVs and, eat as much as we want and keep our homes on 72 degrees at all times, and whether we're living in a desert or we're living in the tundra, and then just expect that every other country is going to say, okay, you guys go ahead and keep on using 25% of the world's energy, even though you only account for 3% of the population, and we'll be fine. Don't worry about us.
Now, there is a way of dealing with the issue by setting up what's called a cap and trade system. And it's not that complicated. It basically says, we're going to put a price on the carbon dioxide that you send into the atmosphere. Everybody is going to have to pay for the damage that's being done to the atmosphere.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.